Hola, and welcome back to the MiraLA podcast. I'm your host, Arianna, and today I'm so excited because I get to talk with a new amiga that we met earlier this year. She actually performed at my film festival. Y'all remember Daniela Calvo? She's a 25-year-old bilingual comedian, actress, and producer, born and raised in Miami and Argentina, and she currently lives here in LA, and she performs in English and Spanish, and her comedy shows are at the iconic Comedy Store, y'all. Please welcome our Latina Adam Sandler.
Oh my God, so cute. Thank you for having me. It's so cool that we met. You actually DM'd me so I could perform in your festival.
I slid in your DM.
Yes, she totally slid in my DM. So she was like, oh my God, for me, it was a moment of like, oh, people are starting to discover me online.
Yeah.
That's what it was to me. I was like, what do you mean? Like, no one recommended you? Like, it wasn't like word of mouth.
No. I remember I was in Chicago. I was working. I used to work for Chevrolet.
Okay.
And I flew out there and I was like prepping for the film festival. And I was just trying to find new ideas, new things to bring into the film festival. And I just got like an idea, a download, if you will, of just like, why don't you just like have somebody open up the show and intro you, and then literally like when you like say things and you like manifest things.
Yeah,
it's like you were on my page, and like it's not like I had followed you, but like literally the first time.
Yeah.
And the first time that I had seen your page, I followed you and I messaged you right there. Mm-hmm. I didn't waste no time.
You're like, it's a sign.
Yes.
No, it was so fun.
And then you responded fairly quickly. Yeah. And you came to the festival in March and you performed, and it was
so fun.
So awesome. And then after that opportunity, you got to perform at La Leaf.
You're right. Oh my God, you're right. That's so true. It was like shortly. It was like a month or two after.
Yes.
And I remember thinking like, this is not the first film festival that I performed at. I was like, I got a little practice with MiraLA. No, it was beautiful. But your festival was beautiful because it was like, highlighting a lot of Latina filmmakers too, which I was like, La Leaf is like all Latino and Latina, obviously. Yeah. But it was nice that was like the first one, and it's beautiful to see Latino art being celebrated. And that we're getting our little moment too.
Your moment.
That was so fun. Oh my God, that was like in April.
It was April, yeah. And now this episode is gonna come out right before your show, So I'm super excited, and we're gonna get into that. But I really want to talk about your life in Miami versus LA, because like I mentioned to everybody, you're a comedian.
Yeah.
And what is the comedy scene like, or what's the differences in Miami and in LA?
Okay. So I chose LA when I was like, I graduated college in between New York and LA. I did choose LA because it is the most similar to home for me. You have the beaches, which is spiritual, religious to be. Like, I need to be in La Plaza at the beach. It has like the big city vibes, but it could also be like suburban depending where you go. And it has like diversity of people. So those are the things that are similar between Miami and LA, I would say. And of course, a lot of Latinos. But then that is the difference between Miami and LA. In Miami, there's diversity of Latinos, like all kinds of Latinos, but just Latinos. Like when there's like a white kid in class, it's like, oh, okay, the one Luke character, and like he has to learn Español to be able to keep up with us. Yes. I feel like LA has diversity of worldwide. Like there's people from all over the world in LA in a way that I didn't really have that too much growing up in Miami. So I do love that, and I have met so many more Latinos, but I feel like no se habla tanto español acá. I feel like it's just cultural too. Totally. I feel like, what are you, like third generation?
No, I'm first.
You're first generation.
Yeah. So my mom was born in TJ, and then my dad is like fifth generation, I'd say, but I was raised by my mom.
Okay,
no, but and I think a lot of her generation was just, well, you can't speak Spanish, and like you have an accent. Where maybe that was just more California. Yeah, or maybe that was just like a California thing or LA thing. Where like in Miami, maybe that wasn't a thing back in like the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Well, so yeah, Miami is a newer place compared to LA, and Miami was built by Latinos. So it's like Miami was like always gonna be all Latinos, like they didn't really mess with them. Like they just kind of let them have their Latino moment. But I feel like LA, like literally used to be Mexico, and then it was like colonized by America, and then it's just like it's like, oh well, now you guys have to fit into the land that used to be yours. Yeah. And I do think it's obviously like a protective nature to not teach your kids Spanish. Yeah. I get it, where it's like, oh, I don't want you to be discriminated or bullied against by an accent. there's also this misconception that like if you teach kids more than one language growing up, then it's harder for them to learn. It's like that's not true. Kids are so smart. Teach them.
I'm pretty sure kids can learn like up to 5 languages.
They can do it. They can do it. And it's like, so we're learning things, right? And we're also learning to like embrace our culture more and be more proud of being Latina. Like for me, I didn't even identify, I didn't need to identify as Latina because everyone was Latino. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone in Miami is Latino, so that wasn't a part of the identity. It didn't need to be. It was like, I identified with being Argentina. It was like, well, I'm Argentina because mi mejor amiga venezolana, la otra dominicana, colombiana, like, it was like we were tied to like our our country.
And honestly, same, because like
Here?
when people ask me, they're like, oh, like, what are you? I say I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
Because I just identify with being more Mexican American.
Yes.
But then it's like the second question of like, oh, well, do you speak Spanish? And like, pues, yo entiendo. Un poquito me puedo hablar, pero no me sabe mucho.
Claro, claro, claro.
And it gets starts.
Yeah, but it's also like, what's the point of isolating people like that? Yeah. Like, I feel like we should be including more Latinos in the conversation.
Yeah.
And it's like also like blaming people for not speaking the language. It's like, well, we're doing our best here, like with the circumstances that we were given to survive in this environment.
Yeah. And also like following someone like you, like who just, you speak bilingually, you understand both, and being connected to you and knowing you, like, I do want to practice my Spanish, but it's like
I love that.
as someone like, and people can relate, like more predominantly being in LA, of like you have to surround yourself with Spanish speaking friends, right? You got to surround yourself listening to the music, like immersing yourself in the culture, and it's not just like a vacation for 2 weeks, you know, in South America, Central America. Like I think it's making those like those choices at a conscious effort, and like being able to support you and go to your shows. Like I'm learning a lot.
You're learning. I'm learning.
You know, so
I love that. No, I love when Nos Amos comes to the show. I do. I love it. I'm like, you're here to practice.
and I'm laughing, and even though like some things I don't, I'm like 80% there.
That's a lot of percent.
Yeah,
80% out of 100 is a lot of percent.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of me being able to articulate it.
Yeah.
So there's one thing to understand something, but it's another thing to articulate it.
Of course.
So you're a force, right? You're a force here in LA. You're in the Comedia and Español.
Yeah.
Right? That's the collective?
It's not collective.
Okay.
It's just
What's like the group that you're in with everybody?
So no, it's not a group. It's like I co-produced the show at the Comedy Store with Francisco Ramos.
Yeah.
So we're the co-producers and co-performers. Like once a month in the Belly Room, we produce and perform the show, and then we invite 3 comedians as our guests.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so we have 3 guest comedians at every show, and we try to keep that as diverse as possible across the Latino countries. Like we try to have some Caribbeans, some Central Americans, and South Americans. And so no, it's not a group or anything. It's like me and my co-producer, and the Comedy Store, like we collaborate with them. They give us the venue. They've now asked us after a year of doing the show at the Belly Room. So the Belly Room is the smallest venue at the Comedy Store. There's 3. Yeah. Belly Room is upstairs in the attic, which we made it look cute, though, right? Yeah, and so now it's like 75 seats. So we've consistently brought a crowd there for like a year, once a month. And so the Comedy Store actually asked us if we wanted to produce in the main room for Hispanic Heritage Month, which is a 370 seat,
and that's never been done before.
Well, no, they've never had like a showcase in Español before. Like I started that here in LA. Like there wasn't shows in Español like across LA. And I started that at a small theater in East Hollywood, and I did that for 4 months until every month I would, sell out the show and then invite a headliner comedian to perform. And that's how I started really connecting with headliners. And that's my number one advice for any comedian who wants to like move forward in their career is like produce your own show. Produce your own show, prove that you can sell your own tickets, and then invite headliners and connect with headliners that way. Because if you're giving them an opportunity, then they're gonna want to also help you grow. So that's why I met Francisco Ramos.
Yeah, and then I was curious to know, like, how did you guys get connected, or like, how did this partnership happen?
Literally that. It was like me producing the shows once a month, and then I DM'd him like, hey, do you want to perform on the show? You gotta slide in the DMs.
You gotta slide in it.
Like how she's literally my DMs. Like you gotta do it. But then you have to have something to back it up, obviously. Like I sent a DM, but then he could see that like I have been producing these shows, and so he's like, oh, it's a legit thing. So yeah, we worked together. He performed on my show, and then he asked me like, hey, we should bring this. Like he's like, first of all, you've been bringing out a crowd of Latinos, Spanish-speaking Latinos in LA once a month, filling up the room, and casting. It's also the casting part of it all, like finding the comedians to do it in Español. Like, we should be doing this at the Comedy Store. Like, he told me, he's like, let's move this to the Comedy Store. Like, let's do.
Where were you at before? Just
I was just like producing independently, like at the Yard in East Hollywood. Shout out to the Yard. I did it there for 4 months. Before moving to the Comedy Store, because it's like the Comedy Store is like this iconic institution.
It is. Yeah. I've seen some people that are canceled now there, but
yeah, that's across comedy, right? That's like across any venue and anything.
So I'm curious to know, like, how did you build this momentum to like be this driving force of a producer that you are? Like, who told you that you could do this? Did you tell yourself, or how did it all come to be? Like, before you sent that message to Francisco, just believing in yourself.
Yeah. I mean, before I sent the message to Francisco, I was already like for 4 months producing the shows. I guess I learned producing in college. I went to school for film production. And so literally in college, in film school, it was like every weekend we were on set. Like, it was just, we were always working. So I was already used to like, and I learned that a producer is like the person who like gets shit done. Like, you got to figure it out. Like, you are the driving force. You are the one that's going to make it happen. And I loved everything that I learned there, because it was like, wow, things are going to go wrong and you have to like learn how to improvise. Or it's about securing funding, or it's about finding the right people to connect with and work with. And just like doing it yourself, like not waiting for the opportunity.
Creating the opportunity.
Creating the opportunity, exactly. And so then when I moved here, I originally moved to be a writer's assistant, a television writer's assistant. I thought that's what I was going to do.
Oh, wow.
Then the writer's strike happens. There's like no work whatsoever. And so I had gone to school for film production and for theater. That's what I studied in my undergrad. And then I got my master's in business. And so it's like all this schooling to get here. And then there's the writer's strike. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, everything that I learned at school, like, what out of everything that I learned in school is going to be useful for me now? And I had taken one stand-up comedy class.
At school.
At school, yeah, for my theater degree, just like randomly.
Yeah.
And it was like an elective or something, and I was like, whatever, I'll do this. And then that's literally the only thing that wasn't stopped by the strikes.
Interesting.
Like, Hollywood was paused, and I was like, well, the stand-up
comedy
comedians,
shows.
they don't have a union. They don't have a union. Like, this is not scabbing. Like, so yeah, I took up stand-up comedy. Like, I took it up again. I started in 2019 in college, and then I took it up again out here.
You came to Groundlings or where?
No, I just started going to open mics. Like, Groundlings is for improv.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah. So stand-up comedy, you just gotta go open mics. Like, I was going Monday through Friday. Like, I was every night doing open mics, sometimes more than one a night.
So because of the limited amount of work, the only work that you saw in your mind was to do open mic.
To do stand-up comedy, yeah, to like become a comedian. I was like, and now I have to become a comedian. And now I simply have nothing else to do. Wow. Like, what is gonna be my in this industry if not like? And what's funny is that I was like, wow, I should have been doing this the whole time, because writing and acting are my two like favorite out of like.
And that's what you're essentially doing, right?
Yeah,
you're performing.
Yeah, I'm performing material that I wrote.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it so much. And like, so I did it in English for a couple of years, and then I realized like I wanted to do it in Español. Started producing the show. So no one really told me that I could produce. You talk to your question.
You told yourself.
I told myself. Like, I was like, well, I produced films, which it's like a bigger budget and a lot more logistics. I was like, I think I can put together an event.
Yeah.
I think I can put together a live performance.
Yeah.
Like, I just had to sell the tickets. So the hard part was selling the tickets. Like, that's when I realized, like, wow, like being a stand-up comedian, like writing is hard, performing is hard, but like nothing is harder than the business part of it. Marketing. Yeah. Marketing and selling the tickets.
And that's not, you didn't go to school for that.
I mean, I went to school for business, but it's not the same. No. Like, school can only teach you so much. Like, it's like you gotta get out there, pass out your little flyers.
Yeah. It honestly makes so much sense why you and I get along, because we're very similar. That we didn't wait for the opportunity, we created it, and we believed in ourselves with the experiences and the resources that we had. Yes. That's awesome.
Okay, Arianna.
Dani.
Do you have any plans Sunday, October 12th?
I don't know. You know, I'm kind of busy.
I know you're kind of busy, which is why I'm telling you with time. But if you're not doing anything, there's this little show.
Oh, little. Okay.
A little show at the Comedy Store in the main room.
Wait, the Comedy Store?
Yeah, you heard of it?
Yes, the main room?
Yeah, the main room at the Comedy Store. Yeah.
You're performing at the main room at the Comedy Store.
En Español.
Oh my God, where I can learn Spanish?
Exactly. I would love for you to come learn Spanish with us.
Okay.
It's el domingo 2 de octubre, and we have comedians from all over Latin America, Caribeños, Sudamericanos, Centroamericanos. You should be there. We have 2 Mexican comedians, including Cristela Alonso. She's such a cool Latina comedian who's paved the way for so many of us, and she hasn't done a lot of comedy in Español, so she'll be there 2 de octubre.
I'm down to support if
I think now you have plans.
I think, you know what? I'm going.
See you there.
Do you remember the first joke or moment on stage where you thought, oh, this is it? I love making people laugh. Oh my God, that's such a good question. Shout out, Brenda. That's such a good question. I mean, the first joke that I said I love. Okay, I think, so yeah, I did it a little bit in college, but that was just kind of like dipping my feet in. I did enjoy it when I performed in college, but it was Gainesville, Florida. You know, it's small town, college town. And it was just like, I think I was too nervous to really enjoy it all. And I think when I did it here in LA for the first time, it was February 2023, it was Valentine's Day. And I had been broken up with my ex like 8 months at that point. And so enough time had passed. I had gone to therapy. I had like actually like processed it so that I could now be funny about it. Start talking about it.
Exactly. Because a lot of people don't wait enough time from the traumatic thing that happens to let it become funny. A lot of people like rush into it. I'm like, you gotta give it some time. And so my first open mic in LA was Valentine's Day 2023, and I did a whole 5-minute set about my ex and about like all the red flags that I had missed when we started dating, and like he like sexted somebody else, and he was like, oh, but like I saved all the conversations because he wanted to read them. And I was like, my guy, I don't even like it when you send me your dick pics. Like, why would I want to see you put another girl through that? And so when people laughed at that, it like just like warmed my heart, because I was like, oh my God, we've all been traumatized by a narcissist. Like, this is so, and I was like, and now I'm laughing. We're all laughing about something traumatic that happened to me.
And that's very healing, actually.
So healing. And I was like, this is it. This is the art. Like, this is the art form that I want to pursue, because it's like, if I could take something that caused so much damage and then turn it into something that can make people laugh, and then helps them also process. Because so many people would come up to me after and like, oh my God, same thing happened to me, or I know someone. It's like, oh, also been with a narcissist, and it's just like, yeah, this is healing. This is healing.
I think when I look at you, I think I see like a Whitney Cummings, if you will. But just because she's so hot and she's so funny. And that's you. Like, you're so beautiful. Yeah, like you're so beautiful, but you're funny, you know? So it's we've never seen anything like it. And every time, like, since meeting you and I tell people about you, I'm like, if I know anyone in my circle that's gonna quote unquote make it, it's Daniela.
Make it?
Yeah.
We already made it. We're here.
I know we're here, but like, you're gonna be super successful.
I love that we're manifesting this. This is amazing.
Well, you know what happens on the MiraLA podcast? You actually manifest it.
Oh, this is actually a seance that we're doing. This is some witchcraft. I love it.
I'm not even kidding.
Why not? I do it all the time. I'm so delusional, like, in the best way. You have to be. Like, it doesn't take logic or reason. I think it doesn't take reason to get far. Like, you have to really believe some crazy things.
Yeah.
Like,
wait. So you just said you came back from your trip.
Yeah.
You went back to work.
Yeah.
There was an agency that was scouting you. Can we just talk about that for a second?
I don't know that we can.
Okay. Well, there was a big agency that was scouting you. What did that mean for you?
It's just like recognition. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter the outcome for me. Like, in that show, I was really nervous to perform that show. But it's just the recognition that like people are paying attention. Yeah. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Like, I'm doing something right. Like, this means that we're cooking. This means that I need to keep going in this direction.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, all the hard work and all the like years and all the times that I was so frustrated, and then all the times that I'm like, oh, like, trying to create something from scratch, like create an audience that didn't exist before. Because there wasn't stand-up in Español. So I had to find the Spanish speakers and the people who watch stand-up comedy. And like that Venn diagram overlap is my audience.
Right.
Which is not, it wasn't easy. Like, it's creating something from scratch, creating a new market, new product. And I've learned so much. And I really appreciate producers. And like, I understand now, like the work that goes into it, but it's nice to get the recognition of like, and people are starting to pay attention. And it's like my delusions of touring, maybe they're not that delusional. Maybe that's not so far away. Maybe we're getting somewhere.
You are. And I think you're already there. Like, we were just talking about it in our pre-interview. You were just living your best life with your lover, with your best friends in Europe, and then you come back and you come back to work, and then you're here promoting your show, and like our team is like helping you. And it's
so great.
And it's just like all alignment. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm so happy to know you. And I'm happy that like we've met now. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, they say a lot of things about this industry, and it is your relationships. It is your network. And I'm just so happy.
Oh my God, I'm so grateful. Like, it's just like also so inspiring to be working with other like entrepreneurial women. Because I'm like, Latinas, entrepreneurial women, Latinas.
That happen to be Latina.
Literally, like, it's just like, it's inspiring. It's like, acá nos estamos moviendo. Like, we're doing things here. And it's like, we're not waiting. It comes back to that. It's the not waiting for someone. If I was waiting for someone to give me the opportunity, then I wouldn't be here.
It would not even happen.
It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen because they're not looking to give me the opportunity. Like, you have to take it. You have to want it. You have to take it. And then my favorite part is being able to give other people opportunities. I love that. It's one of my favorite parts of my show, of producing in general. It's like the casting. I always, number one, always cast another woman in my shows. Always. If not, what's the point? What's the point of me opening these doors if I'm not going to like bring other people with me? Bring other women with me.
That's a clip.
That's a clip. That's like, that's true. It's like if I don't have another woman on my show, I feel like I failed. It's a failure. So that's number one. And then number two, also inviting Latinos of different parts of Latin America, Caribeño, Centroamericano, Sudamericano, and then also just keeping an eye out on like the up and coming comedians. But it's like, you know, someone had to give me a chance, and so I like to give the chance back. And encouraging Latinos who've been doing stand-up for many years in English, encouraging them to try it in Español. I love that.
Yeah, you know, I just met recently Ernie G.
Okay.
Older guy, but Latino in the comedy scene. And I was telling him about your show, and I was like, you should come, like you should meet. And it's like kind of like guys like that, like they should make that transition too.
They should translate the joke. Yeah. See how it lands in Español. And I don't know, even if your Español isn't perfect, I think that's funny too.
It is even funnier.
I think it's even funnier. Like, it's like part of it. It's part of the joke. And it's like, I've had comedians come on my show that don't speak perfect Spanish, but they get up there and they like embrace their broken Spanish, and then they'll get the crowd to help them. They're like, ¿Cómo se dice nepo? And then it's like, okay, then you're learning. And it's just like, oh, me siento como en casa. Like, I feel like I'm at my house learning Spanish with my family. And it's like, that's the experience I want. I want it to feel like estamos, o sea, en casa, like en familia.
Yeah, it's very intimate, for sure.
Yes.
I want to talk about your advocacy and your rawness. So, you've built a reputation for being direct and advocating for our people.
Yeah.
In a world where stereotypes sometimes divides Latinos, like the one about Argentinians seeing themselves differently from other Latin Americans, you flipped that idea and you've actually fought for unity. And why is that so important to you?
Oh my God, I love that you brought that up. Yeah, it's true. It's like I make a lot of jokes about Argentinos and stuff like that. They don't always see themselves as Latino, especially the older generations. And like just that conversation, I feel like it's important to talk about it. Like, how we're gonna move forward how we're gonna progress if we don't talk about the elephant in the room. And it's like, well, let's just address it. Like, let's be aware of our flaws, and let's be aware of like our own internalized racism that we're all trying to like work through. And so that's what divides us, I think.
Yeah.
It's all like these imposed ideas, these imposed colonial ideas. And dividing, division from each Latin American country. I've in Miami, it was very like celebrated to be Latina and to be very proud of your country specifically. Right. So I was always like around different kinds of Latinos. And I think that when I moved away from Miami, I moved away for college. I went to school in North Florida in Gainesville. I felt very alone. It was my first time in a predominantly white space, and it was my first time being identified as Latina in that way of like, oh, but you're different. Like,
that's kind of a culture shock.
horrible culture shock. A horrible culture shock. I'd never lived anywhere like that. And just like realizing like I wouldn't get cast in the plays in the theater school because I'm not white, and just like catching on to these things, and honestly made me feel like, oh, this is like I'm just not gonna have as many opportunities because I'm Latina. Like realizing that reality like hit, and then I just realized how important it is to be united as Latinos. So I was like, I took it for granted my upbringing in Miami. I didn't know how good I had it. And like I loved it, I enjoyed it, but it's just like leaving Miami, I was like, wow, not everyone has this. Because then I met other Latinos who didn't grow up around Latinos, like who grew up in like very white spaces, and I was like, how are you doing? Are you okay? Like,
Get out.
yeah, like it's like, wow, I'm so grateful that I did grow up in a very Latino community. And it's like, so that's why like I've, you know, and then moving to LA, it's like, okay, I found the Latino community again, thank God. Like I needed to leave Gainesville, Florida. I found the Latino community again. But it took me a minute. It's not as easy here. At least for me, it wasn't as easy to immediately find the Latinos. Like they're a little more incognito, and they're in certain barrios.
Yeah.
It's not like Miami was everywhere.
Right.
But they are here. They are here, and they are proud to be Latino. They're so proud to be Latino.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if it's manifesting differently, like even if not everyone speaks Español as perfectly, that's literally a consequence of like the overpowering like oppression. It's not even like a choice. It's like it's a consequence. And so I don't know. I think for me here in LA, now meeting Latinos, like more Centroamericanos, more Mexicanos. Like I had never met a Mexican in Miami. Like they don't make it over there.
Well, now you know.
They don't make it over there. They make it to California. And so I love celebrating Latinos from different cultures, because there's also like the aspect of why should we be pit against each other instead of coming together. Like I have so much more in common with a Mexican than I do with a white American.
Right.
Like let's be real. Like
Just culture. Yeah.
Culturally, we have so much more in common. Like even how our households operate. Like how you talk to your mom, I'm sure is more similar to how I talk to my mom. So it's just kind of like, why get focused and caught up in the details and the differences that we have when we literally automatically have so much more in common.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like with the shows too, we've had a couple shows where we fundraised for the community. So in February with the wildfires, especially hit a lot of Latino communities in Eaton and Altadena. So we donated the proceeds of the show to this fundraiser for the wildfire for Latinos. It was Latino Wildfire Aid. That's what we donated to. That's awesome. Yeah. And then now in Junio, I think it was Junio, that we donated to Immigration Defense Law Center.
I think that was the show we went to.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was such a special show. It was like just 2 days after the ice raid started here in LA. And yeah, we donated the proceeds too, because it's just like, I had even people texting me that day, like, Danny, I bought a ticket, but I can't go to the show because I'm scared to get deported. Like, that's heartbreaking to me. And it's like, Latinos need to laugh. Like, Latinos are going through a lot right now. And it's like, I also just want to show off. Like, we're Latinos, hablamos español, and if it bothers you, you can get the fuck out. Because this is Los Angeles. En español es el nombre, Los Angeles. So, no, of course, unity amongst Latinos is super important to me. I love to hype up Latinas and Latinos, no importa el país.
Yeah. That's so. And you're still so young. I didn't even know. I thought you were my age.
I'm a little baby.
You're like younger than me, and you've built this freaking legacy.
I am a girl.
And you're opening doors. You know, you're creating space alongside all your colleagues. What has it meant to find your people here in LA? And why is standing by community so essential? I think you touched on it a little bit, but you just have any more to elaborate. So what's the first part? The first part is, what has it meant to find your people here in LA?
Oh my God, everything. It's just like, it felt like home finally. Like I came here and I started working, and it was just like, I was so caught up with like, okay, I have to figure out what my career is. Like I liked everything coming out of school. I liked filmmaking. I liked acting. I liked writing, directing. I was like, what am I going to do? So when I landed on stand-up, I kind of just put my head down and just like, literally, I was doing like open mics 5 nights a week. I was working so much. And it got to a point where I was just like, I felt isolated. I felt alone. Like, and you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. You need your community. You need your people. And so I think it's been like about a year. And it's no coincidence that soon after I started producing the shows in Español, that is how I started like finding my communities, my friends, like really building like a Latino friend group here in LA. Like it makes sense that it would happen as a consequence of producing the shows in Español because I'm literally creating community within the shows. There's people who've met at my shows and started working together. Right. I'm like, that's beautiful. Like that's what we're here for. Like, and so, yeah, I think for me, finding my community in LA has made it feel like LA is not just where I work. No, LA is home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. And I feel that way with my festival too.
Yeah.
I've always considered myself a connector.
Yeah.
That's essentially what you're doing too,
Yes.
you know? So I know we probably have to start wrapping up the show a little bit. So kind of touching on Latino Heritage Month.
Yeah.
What you have built with Comedia and Español is just bigger than comedy, right? It has space where people who speak Spanish or who understand it or are learning, you know, can all come together and feel connected to a culture in a way that maybe they didn't even know they needed. So how does it feel to see audiences from tias to abuelas to younger generations, this really intergenerational audience that you feel see themselves reflected in what you are craving?
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Reflected. Yes, that's true. It's like I sometimes forget about like the impact of the representation. Like, you know, people are looking up to me like and being like, oh my God, this is a Latina in charge and she's doing it, she's getting it done. Like that has to have an impact too. But yeah, the intergenerational audience is my favorite part about producing these shows. It's like when someone brings their tia or their mommy, like, oh my God, I'm like, come here. It's everything because a lot of them, because again, this didn't exist before, right? So stand-up in Español wasn't popular here. So there wasn't somewhere for these tias and these mommies and these abuelas to watch stand-up because hablan español, like not in English. So they didn't have like, I guess also stand-up comedy hasn't been marketed to Latinos as much here, or stand-up in Español hasn't been marketed to them. So it's like, that's special. Like when a tia comes for the first time to watch stand-up ever, like she's never watched stand-up before, and it's her first time experiencing live stand-up comedy, it has to be in Español. And it's like surrounded by, and also sharing the moment with their daughter or with their mommy. Like that's so sweet. So it's like, oh, we can laugh at the same things. Yeah. Oh, we're not fighting. We're not fighting currently in this moment. Good. But if we can laugh at the same things, we can understand each other. And I also love the environment that it creates. Like most of my audience is women. I love that. And it's like, I take that into account too with like our casting always. Like you're never going to hear a misogynist joke when that's coming out of one of like the comedians in my shows. But it's like, I'm not here for that. I'm here to create an environment that's supportive of women. And I'm grateful for the community that it's creating like among comedians and also like among the audiences too.
Oh, so good. Yeah. I'm so excited for this episode to come out. So make sure all of you support Daniela on Sunday, October 12th in the main room at the Coffee Store.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't wait to see you. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Absolutely. Catch you guys on the next one.